Replacement, Grace, has thrown the office of the top law enforcement agency in that state into chaos. We're back with Alex and Andrew. Andrew, I cringe when I hear myself say, what is supposed to happen? But just tell us what is supposed to happen and what happens now.
So when somebody is nominated to be a United States attorney, if they don't have their confirmation hearing before the Senate, which is necessary for them to have the position, within 120 days, then under a congressional statute, the judges in that district get to select the sort of acting U.S. attorney who takes over. Almost invariably, I've in my 21 years at the Department of Justice, I have never heard of judges not just simply selecting the person who is nominated, because regardless of politics, usually the person is competent. They can do the job. But I think really the first time that I can think of, we now have not just Alina Habba, but another sitting nominee in the Northern District of New York, where the judges, and that means the judges that are appointed by all sorts of presidents, not just, Republican or Democrats, but, both, did not support selecting that person to continue. That, to me, is actually the story. It just is so remarkable that these people are viewed by the courts as so unqualified that the bench isn't going to support them. Then you have Pam Bondi with, again, no facts saying these are politically minded judges. And my question to her would be, says who? Where are your facts to say that? Tell me about how, why you think that these are only Democratic judges who are doing it and not Republicans. And then explain to me why you have Judge Wilkinson in the Fourth Circuit, a conservative sort of legal leader, excoriating this administration. You have Judge Susan Gallagher, appointed by Donald Trump, excoriating this administration. These are not politically minded judges. I'm not saying all judges are, holier than thou and always perfect, but there's no evidence to suggest that that is what happens. It has never happened before, precisely because the people who are selected by the president are somebody you may disagree with in terms of their policies, but that's not your job as a judge. But here, they were rejected for very good factual reasons in terms of their qualifications. Remember, Alina Habba has no experience whatsoever in sort of the criminal law and holding this particular position. And that there are lots and lots of people who could be loyal to Donald Trump, who have conservative policies and agendas, but who are qualified for this particular role. And it's an important role. And the judges here clearly determined that she was not fit to do that. And then you also then have Pam Bondi saying, we're actually going to sort of go to war with the judiciary over this type of issue, which is, again, unheard of, that you would have that kind of relationship between the Department of Justice and judges who you have to appear in front of every day.